Back to Back Talk Teen. For those of you who don't know, we're here every Sunday night at 7:30. So today there was an earthquake in Turkey, in southeast Turkey, and it was a 7.2 magnitude, so that's pretty strong.
Yeah, I heard it was the most powerful earthquake that has hit Turkey and Istanbul in 10 years.
Wow.
Holy cow. Do you know how many are dead?
They're estimating probably 1,000, but I'm not sure that the total's quite there yet.
Sad.
Wow. And today's also another exciting day.
The birthday.
It's the 10th birthday of the iPod. I know everyone has an iPod, so it's very... I can't imagine life when we all had CDs and tape players and then back to record players.
Yes.
But over the years, the iPod has definitely changed a lot.
Oh my God.
From like when it started out huge, and now you have these tiny little iPod shuffles,
and
iPod touches, and now you have phones.
It's so close to when Steve died recently, so it's...
Yeah, and his biography, sorry, not autobiography, but is coming out tomorrow, so we're looking forward to that. The man who wrote it had over 40 interviews with Steve, so he really got an in-depth look, and it's 656 pages, so.
Sam, what kind of iPod do you have?
I have the Nano, the original one, but you know when the first one came out, it was like just a brick, so they've definitely evolved.
I had the first pink iPod Mini. It was like the first iPod that had the color on the outside, but I don't even know if I still have it anymore. I kind of want to save it.
I had this chubby green iPod. It was like the second.
Yeah, the Mini, that's what I had. I had the pink one.
They'll be antiques.
No, like the one that's like that.
Really
oh no,
thin.
it was a chubby one. It was like the one they showed, but it was right after that one, and it was green. And it was like a brick.
Yeah, they've come far away.
Oh my God.
They'll probably be worth something soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who knows?
An antique.
Yeah, it's cool.
Another interesting piece of news is in Ohio, a man had an exotic farm with like lions and tigers and bears. It's like the Wizard of Oz.
Oh my, yeah.
And he let all of his animals out, then committed suicide, and there were wild animals running around Ohio. So the police, instead of like bringing them to a zoo or something, shot all of them.
I know, 49 out of the 56 were killed.
Yeah, it was a crazy event that you definitely don't hear in the news a lot.
Can we just take note that instead of tranquilizing these animals, which they should have done, because that's what you're supposed to do, they killed them. So it's definitely stirring up a lot of drama with like food, no, not food safety, animal safety.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, you didn't need to kill them. You need to.
He definitely wouldn't have wanted that, considering he probably had all these animals on his farm to preserve them.
Right.
18 endangered tigers were killed, so.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Well, so in other news, though, a new movie, Real Steel. Well, actually, it's now a week old. We have a movie review from Josh Englander, so we'll see that first, and then we'll talk some more. Well, actually, no, we're not going to talk about that quite yet. We can talk about the movie. Has any of you guys seen it?
I've not. I don't like those robot movies.
No.
You don't?
Me
See,
neither.
I was supposed to see it. My parents saw it, and they loved
any
it.
of those. I don't watch those.
Well, my mom saw it, and she doesn't see action movies, and she said that it was like really good. It's not just for like guys that want to go see action movies, you know. It's also for like the ladies, because it's like romantic.
Right, and it was a Steven Spielberg movie, so he always incorporates.
Yes, he's good about that. Yeah. But no, I actually also I found out that Paranormal Activity 3, which just got released this Friday, has broken a record and is now the #1 horror movie to have the biggest box office opening.
That's pretty good.
54 million,
movies are
I think.
awful. I can't believe that.
Are you serious? They're so
I saw
good.
the second one. They're not scary.
Have you seen them, Sam?
Pathetic.
Oh, they would scare me to death, though. I'm not good at those.
They're not. When you watch them, it's like
fake.
I wish I was there when I watched them.
Yeah, but it's like something shakes, and they're like, "Oh my God, a ghost is in the house," and it's like, "No, something just shook. It's really not a big deal." In the second one, there's like a baby floating up from the carriage. And you're like, "Nope, not real."
Well, so now we can go to the Josh Englander movie review. So let's see that.
Hello everyone, welcome to another show of Relentless Reviews. I'm your host, Joshua Englander. So today we're going to be reviewing a movie that I have to admit is, you know, something I came in with pretty low expectations. But, of course, Hugh Jackman's in it. Probably the main reason I went to see it. How was his performance? How was the action? Does it surpass my very little expectations? And, of course, most importantly, how many ads were secretly placed? Let's just say a lot. Like an Xbox 720? What's that about? Well, anyway, let's check out the trailer for the movie review today, Real Steel.
Hey! Charlie Kenton is in the house!
The one and only. Times have changed. fighting has changed. But the crowd, they never change.
Our main event tonight features pain!
They just get bigger. The human body can only take so much. But the steel never stops.
This is what it's all about! Let's make some money!
Let's begin the review, shall we? Now, as I said, this was a movie coming in after watching the trailer. I really had almost no expectation for it. I thought it was going to be as great as Hugh Jackman is. I felt the movie was just going to be one of those has-beens or just potential but not really there kind of movie. Well, I must say, I was quite surprised about what I'm going to give this eventual movie a score for. First of all, the action sequences. Now, granted, this isn't a huge surprise, but they're masterfully done. You have robot boxing, which is something that I have to admit is not looked at into a lot. It's got, yeah, sure. I mean, the story itself was mainly the thing that I thought that was going to bring it back. So this isn't a huge surprise, but even the action sequences were much better than I thought they were going to be. The camera work is great, the acting is great by the robots. You know, the robots, granted, it's easy to make robots the way they are for a robot boxing movie nowadays, but there is a difference. You can tell when a scene is really shot well for action and robot boxing and when it's, just not shot very well. And another thing, of course, not a huge surprise, but still, Hugh Jackman is great, but more importantly, he plays a believable character for once. And what I mean by that is that his character, he's a father whose girlfriend from 10 years ago had died, so he has to take over their son that he had left, and he had left his girlfriend and the son. And since she died, he had to take care of the son, at least for a few months before the other family close to them would pick him up. And granted, you've seen father-son bonds before, but Hugh Jackman really makes it believable. You can tell between the son and the father just how similar they are to each other, and you really believe that in this movie, and that surprised me. And Hugh Jackman really, without Hugh Jackman, this movie doesn't have as much energy, doesn't have as much proficiency. It's not as good, plain and simple. If you take out Hugh Jackman and put in as granted as I love Ian McKellen, if you put Ian McKellen in for Hugh Jackman, the movie is not nearly the same. And thank God that Hugh Jackman played as great as he did, because that really amped the movie up for me. But there's a couple bad points I want to make. For one thing, the villains, very underdeveloped. I felt that they were sort of just there. They, were quite cliched, quite cheesy. They really weren't people you hated. I mean, granted, you wanted to see Hugh Jackman win, you wanted to see his son win, but, I felt they could have developed the villains a lot more. They were sort of just there in the background for the ending fight sequence that happens between Hugh Jackman and the bad guys. I felt that was a little disappointing, of course, and that's a minor complaint for me. Another complaint is it's very cliched, let's face it. As great as the action is, and as much as I thought the story was so much better than I thought it was going to be, the fact is that there's a lot of cliches, still too many for me to really enjoy this movie, or at least to go see it again. That's the main thing. Not really surprising. There was nothing surprising, nothing really extraordinarily interesting. That's certainly something to think about. So overall, I mean, look, this is one of those movies you just go to have a good time. You go see it once, and that's it. You don't have to see it again. This is not, I do recommend this movie. I'm going to give this movie a 7.5. Now, like I said, it's a movie you go see once, you have a good time. It's got some terrific action. Hugh Jackman is very good. The story was cheesy. It was cliched. The bad guys were underdeveloped, but like I said, it's just a good movie to go check out, go see it with your friends. So I recommend it, 7.5. All right, so that's another show of Relentless Reviews. I'm Josh Englander, and tune in next week when we review something else. It's just much more interesting.
Welcome back to Back Talk Teen. So now we have a very special musical guest.
And we're going to toss over Chris Donahue with an original, Open My Eyes.
I felt the rain fall on my face, and it opened my eyes, and I began to think. I went to college, they held my hands, they told me what to do, and I did. I closed my eyes. The weekends I still can't remember. I guess that I fell down along with all my friends. Well, now maybe I've been losing too much time. Open my eyes, show me the light. Don't tell me I'm crazy, I don't want this life. Oh, I'm letting go. Later I found a job. It wasn't what I wanted it to be, so I closed my eyes. And I took so much comfort in all the fun, the drinking, the smoke and the music. Well, now maybe I've been losing too much time. Open my eyes, show me the light. Don't tell me I'm crazy, I don't want this life. Oh no, I'm letting go. Letting go, I'm letting go. Start all over now. And I felt the rain fall on my face, and it opened my eyes.
Does music give you a lift? Are you amazed at how talented young people can be? YBA's Back Talk Teen Show showcases many talented musicians every week, but the ones we get from Music On Up Young Performers Club really stand out, not only for their musical talent, but also their poise in performance.
Nicknames and they all fell so much older, from teenage boys to full-out soldiers, and their toys became guns and their shoes became boots, hats became helmets, they in those sound.
If you want to check out the future music stars on the internet, check out their Young Performers Showcase at the Hard Rock Cafe on November 13th. Go to their Facebook page at Young Performers Club. Get up with Music On Up. Contact Patty Duffy at Duffy, D-U-F-F-E-Y, at musiconandup.com.